Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold, this is Psycho Videos, and this is going to be a quick video. Hopefully this has directly followed my reaction and review to the Power Rangers anniversary episode Dimensions in Danger. During which time I said that the episode was rushed, some scenes looked very choppy, and it didn't, it could have done with more time to flesh it out. Well, in true fashion, an extended version of one of the fight sequences has now surfaced on YouTube, and it's not like, it's not the kind of extended scenes where it's clearly made up of footage that was never finished. This is officially from Nickelodeon, the channel that Power Rangers currently airs on, and we're going to check it out right now to see what some of the differences are. It is the fight sequence between Tommy Oliver and his robot duplicate. And I'm very curious to see exactly what's different, as it definitely seemed to me, at least, that the scenes were heavily edited and some of it didn't flow very well, and I think they just had too much to try and cram into 20 minutes. They needed more, and it seems obvious to me that they shot more and they clearly have more to show. Which Jason David Frank himself has actually said on his Instagram that there was so much more shot, and he teased the notion that he might actually, that we might actually be able to see this fight sequence, and now it's actually ended up on YouTube. So we're gonna check it out, and I'm gonna react to it and see what the differences are, and see if I think it's better. And if it is, it's making me think that maybe there'll be an actual extended version of the episode, like they did for the Legendary War, which did improve that particular disappointment, but it certainly didn't make it good. But maybe this episode, maybe if it, some of the parts were fleshed out, this episode actually could be, well, good for Power Rangers. But you know what I mean. So, without further ado, let's check this out. 3, 2, 1, go.
There they are.
Oh, okay. So, this is the same when they entered the room and they go hand to hand against the, whatever they are. I don't know if they're the henchmen of the show, if they're just random enemies that they've made for this episode. I don't think we ever get told what their names are. I wonder if these guys get any more dialogue.
Whoa, Wes, what happened?
Last thing I remember, I was
Whoa.
with Tommy when some kind of rangers attacked.
That wasn't Tommy. And those weren't Rangers either. They're Lord Draven's robots. Draven? I was hoping I'd never hear that name again.
It looks like he's giving the robots ranger.
There's that line.
Hey, Tommy.
I feel sorry for Trent in all of this. I can't remember the... Oh, Jeff Parazzo, that's his name. And,
Let's go.
like, that's all he says. And then I don't think he actually... His character gets, like, no screen time whatsoever. And then when he's morphed, nothing happens. Like, you never see a focus on him.
To destroy the real Tommy Oliver than me.
Okay, that's the same. Oh, this isn't. Oh, they're fighting hand to hand. That's cool. Ah, this would have been much better to see. I mean, alright, some of this is a bit obscure, but even so, this would have made it much better. I mean, that's clearly Jason Frank. Yeah!
They look like me. But unless you got a master morpher,
Ah! Now that makes more sense.
this copy's gonna kick your butt.
Oh, that line still doesn't sound right. Wait. Whoa! Okay! So it's completely different. This is exactly what I said that they should have done. They did! Very nice. Okay, so we're going to see Black Ranger versus Black Ranger. Okay. Oh, that evil laugh.
Under black for over a decade. You're old, but I'm a robot.
Whoa! That dialogue! That look! That would have been better! So much better!
This. It's forfeit time. Zeo
Wait.
Ranger 5, red.
Ah! See, this makes more sense! Why did they change it? Yeah! Seeing Zeo Ranger 5 back in action was nice.
Your Zeo power can't defeat me. Tiger Sword. White Ranger.
Oh, okay, so there wasn't much more Zeo footage. So is the rest of it going to be the same, I wonder?
Take your best shot.
Yeah! Oh, wait, hang on. I don't remember that. I'll have to check, but I don't think that was there in the last one. Oh. Okay, so now we're swapping to green. Yep.
Time to
Yeah. Okay, I think every... Whoa! Yep, okay. I mean, that was in the episode as well, but I think almost every color then got a little bit more... Only a few frames, but it was enough to make the scene flow a lot better. Still running away from that cheap CGI. Ah, that's that. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the extended version of Tommy vs. Tommy. Now, I have just gone back to the episode itself and rewatched the fight just to see if I was imagining it. Obviously, the Black Ranger versus Black Ranger moment, the unmorphed fight sequence, those were not in the episode. That was completely new. But I was right. There was more coherency in the Red Zeo Ranger. For starters, it actually makes sense in what was happening. But more importantly, in the extended version, we also actually get to see Jason Frank as Tommy actually do the morph sequence instead of it just cutting straight to Zeo Ranger's 5 sequence, which now makes sense because obviously they couldn't show that because he was morphed as the Black Dino Ranger. The Red Ranger gets a little bit more time on screen before he immediately transforms into the White Ranger. There isn't any more of the fight, but he stays in the screen for longer. When he changes into the White Ranger, there isn't that much of a difference, even though the scene does feel longer, but it's mostly the same choreography. It just seems like it's sped up almost in the actual episode itself, whereas here it takes its time a bit more and doesn't feel so rushed. But the Green Ranger, much like the Black Ranger, has an entirely extra segment between morphing from white to green, and that's another thing that's different, again, is when the white morphs into the Green Ranger, it's built up more, and it isn't so rushed. It isn't so, right, go, 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 go. And when the Green Ranger comes out, he gets to pose, he gets a bit more of an actual fight, and then he jumps up and does his big, green slash flurry attack thing. And it's much better. You get a much stronger reaction from taking more time to build up to these big powerful attacks. Immediately going into green and then somehow being in midair launching that weird attack it just looked wrong. It looked cheap. It looked... Even watching it again now, I thought maybe I was being too harsh on it after watching the extended clip, but it's still... Watching the regular sequence of events, no, it just doesn't look as good. I really hope that there is more... there is going to be a full extended version of the episode with all of the footage that clearly was cut, because in the morphed sequence at the end, I actually do think that I thought I was just forgetting it, but no, I genuinely don't think Trent gets any kind of focus in that big group fight whatsoever, but that's the same with a couple of the other characters as well. I mean, we only get to see Cat for a few seconds. All we get to see Rocky do is shoot his gun whilst he flies backwards in slow motion. There's just no real focus on the Rangers at all. And TJ, the Blue Space Ranger, he's the same as Trent. We don't see him do anything. I forgot he was there. I didn't even remember that he was there to add him to the list of Rangers we didn't see. Like I said, guys, this episode did a really good job, but this extended scene shows you just a glimpse of what it could have been and should have been. Yes, they might do an extended episode, but a lot of people probably won't watch that. This could have been the moment where they could have given a nod to the older fans, made the episode about all of the returning Rangers, and actually given them some spotlight and sort of actually acknowledging their legacy of the franchise instead of just, pulling them out of their retirement home and basically, putting them in the episode and going, right, they're here. Are you guys happy now? Stop moaning. Now, go away. We've got our own series to do, which is basically what it kind of feels like. That said, I love the dialogue between the robot Tommy and the real Tommy in this extended version. Why they cut that, I do not know. The Black Dino Thunder fight, ending with the helmet cracking and the robot Tommy says to him, "It's been over a decade since you were Dino Thunder Black. You're old and weak." And it's like, yeah, That's the sort of stuff that you want. You want some hard-hitting moments. It has been over a decade, well over a decade, since, you know, Jason Frank came back to portray Tommy again in 2004, Dino Thunder was. And that's just crazy to think about. I remember watching Dino Thunder when I'd finished with Power Rangers. I watched Dino Thunder just to see whether or not that really was Tommy I had seen in the trailers when my sisters and my cousin had been watching some of the kids' networks, and I was like, wait a minute, that looked like Tommy. And sure enough it was, so I watched it again just to see, and yeah, you know, it's Power Rangers. It's not going to be the master of cinema on television, but it was certainly better than what we've had the last, or I say we, it's certainly better than what kids have had the last few years. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. This was just a little short video. I couldn't believe that after I'd said all that stuff about what would be better if this episode could have had more, that they then uploaded a sequence with more. And ironically, it had like several of the things that I actually wanted the scene to have. So, you know, now I feel bad for being so harsh on the episode, because I think clearly they wanted to do more, but obviously when it came to how much they wanted to put into this episode, somewhere along the line someone must have come and reeled them in. I still think it would have been better if in the big morph at the end we could have heard their own individual morphs. Obviously, most of them don't say it's morphing time. It's only Tommy and Rocky that say that in that whole group. It would have been great to hear everybody's, you know, one after the other, as has been tradition in most other Team Up episodes. But it was still good for what it was, and I don't begrudge them for trying to, you know, tick as many boxes as they could with what they had to work with. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed this fight, if you enjoyed this reaction, be sure to give this episode a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you agree with me that this extended fight would have not only made the episode itself much better, but in general, this is just a cool little fight scene that you could send to any Ranger fan and they'd probably be very happy with it. That's going to be it from me though, guys. As always, I'm Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video, which I promise you probably will be anime related. This is Psycho Gold, signing out.